All right, let's take a look at that half whole diminished thing again. So remember, the whole idea of the half whole diminished scale is in the half whole, basically, starting on any note, in this case E, you just go up a half step, then a whole step, then a half step, then a whole step, half, whole, and then you're now at the octave of where you started. Half, whole, half, whole, half, whole, half, whole. So I got the E string singled out there because it's to help make it easier to write riffs with that. But of course, paying attention to what's on like the E and the A string might be really helpful. And then if you wanted to use scale shape stuff, I got those highlighted there. I typically don't, think about it that way very often. I'm really just kind of relying on the bottom two strings. Let's highlight it like that. The E and the A string. Or maybe I should do it like this. I just have both here. But then I'm kind of squished out. You won't be able to see what I'm playing. Anyway, you can focus on the low E string. You can focus on, E and the A string. Whatever helps you get creative with it. So I got this Slayer style metal drum track, 200 beats per minute, pulled up. I'll send you the link to this. If I forget to send the link in the email, that's what you want to look up. Or you can look up anything, really. But if you want to use the same drums here, it's called Slayer Style Metal Drum Track 200 Beats per Minute, or BPM. Just focusing on those notes on the low E string. So yeah, just random riffing there. Whoops. I went into a special ending of that video. But yeah, I was just riffing around, like really focusing on looking at the notes on the E string and the A string. So sometimes it was just single notes, sometimes it was power chords. So all that's just to show just things you can do with it. So yeah, just try and have some fun improvising in that stuff. See what you come up with. And yeah, the other stuff down here that's highlighted is just little patterns that you could fiddle around with and have fun with. Let's get to this. So this is going off the idea near the end of that song. Actually, I need to pull that up. Right, so I said it was based off, like the chords themselves, like the power chord part is like based off of the E half whole diminished scale. And then we had those power chords, pretty much power chords, plus that flattened 5. So that's like the root note there, that's the 5th interval, that's the flat 5, and then it goes back to the 5. So really just using this shape here. And it's just kind of moving around the same, or following the same pattern of like how these notes are moving. Just doing it an octave higher. No. So that shape right here. So it's the same thing down here. That's just doing it with the open string. Like you can imagine fretting back there. It would look like this if you started on 1. So anyway, that's what this is based off of. So this, when you listen to it, you're going to have power chords ringing out in the back. Hang on. And that's to kind of mimic the same idea that the song is doing. I didn't change the octave of it, so this way we can cover a lot of room all on the low E and A strings here, just to practice the idea. And then you can do whatever you want with it in your own songwriting. But this is set at 120 right now, but put it to whatever speed you want. Totally fine. But I'm just going to play along to what it is. So here we go. Actually, let me double check the volume first. Okay, that would be too loud. That might be okay. All right, here we go. bottom of it was cut off there. But that's what we had there for the end. So yeah, it's really just following that same pattern. Of course, I'm not supposed to be starting on 1. I'll start here. It's all in that little pattern right there. All right, so just learn that, play it. Again, whatever speed works for you is fine. And have some fun improvising, writing some stuff with the half whole diminished scale. And that's that. And then, yeah, think about what song you want to start looking into next and going over the theory involved in a new one. All right, any questions come up, let me know. I'll see you again next week.